Good morning. Is anybody there this morning? Happy 4th of July. Oh yeah, let me do my little finger swipe deal. Is anybody home? Hi, I see one. Who's there? Good morning, and happy 4th of July. I'm putting gloves on just because we are going to squat today. I just like to have gloves on when I'm holding those heavy weights. But they're coming off. And I'm also wearing shoes, so if you want to wear shoes when you do your squats, I would recommend it. If you feel pain when you do it barefoot. Of course, we kind of want to work on, and we're going to do that next month, just ankle strength and stability and really starting from the foundation up with proper alignment. So who else is there? One person is awake. You like the little red, white, and blue hearts? It's all I could find. I'm sort of surprised that Facebook didn't have a frame option. You know, there's lots of choices. But I'm surprised they didn't have some sort of 4th of July one. There were kind of some fireworks things, but I was liking the red, white, and blue hearts better. I am going to go and get some water, and I'll be back, and then we'll do our squats. And then we're going to learn a little hip floss dance, if you would like. Resume. Good. Resume. Who else is there? Okay, good. Hi, Izzy. Was starting to wonder if I was on the right Facebook page. Like, who? Am I on the wrong one? Yay! You're first place, Izzy. Are we ready to squat? It's like time. I'm going to go get water and I'll be right back. You want to make sure you've got weights. You want to make sure that you've got a stretch out strap or yoga strap and a foam roller. Now, if you have balls by chance, these are little squishy therapy balls. I'm also going to do just a couple things with this because I know not everybody has them, but these are like dirt cheap. When I say dirt cheap, they are $1 a piece at the Dollar Tree. No, let's see. Yeah, Dollar Tree in the toy bin. And these are just little, they're firm, about the size of a tennis ball. They come in different, you know, sort of features like a basketball or a baseball or a balloon or whatever, but an excellent way to also address some trigger points in the body. Okay, be right back. Okay, so let's start with some squats. Good morning, everybody. Happy July 4th. We're gonna squat first just to warm it up and then do a little hip floss dance and then we're gonna foam roll it, then we're gonna stretch it out. How's that sound for a good July 4th workout? I got my little ramp there. Let's start. We're gonna do just 20 reps in 15, so just 2 sets for our little maintenance program here. And we will begin here. There's a very slight elevation of the heels. Shoulders back and down, drop the tail, firm the belly. Let's go. Inhaling as you drop down, and then exhale, lift. So notice my arms slightly drift forwards and then they come back. So by letting the dumbbells go forwards a bit, it lets me go back farther with my hips. Inhale, exhale. Halfway there. Here we go. Down and up. Five more. Four more. 3, 2. Now on the last one, go down, stay there. Little presses here in that bottom zone. Little down, up for 8 more. Here you go. 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Stand all the way up straight. Whew. Kick it out. And drop your weights. Swing it out. Inhale up. Exhale, open out. Inhale, breath up. Exhale, open out. Roll it around and around. Okay. Second set. Doing some squats. How are we? Hi, Betsy. Hi, Eve. Happy 4th. Happy 4th. So if you're just jumping in, we just did one set of squats. Gonna do the second set. A little heavier weight. You can just wall sit. If you don't want to squat, just know that this is always an option for you, is to just come against the wall and hang out and just tighten up in those quads, hamstrings, glutes. You want to be pressing your back, shoulders, and even your head into the wall from the core. Or you can squat. So this is a 15 rep set. Yeah, so the heavier it gets, of course you should always lift with good form, but especially the heavier it is, because the potential to hurt yourself is greater, obviously. Okay. And I would just recommend shoes, for both, for sure for the jumping and for the squatting. You don't have to, but you just have to be super, super conscientious of your foot placement. Okay, shoulders back and down. Let's go. Inhale on the squat. Exhale up. Halfway there. Keep on going. Down, up. Last 5. A little slower. A little slower. 3 more. Inhale, down, down, down. Exhale, up and up. 2 more times. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Last one. Let's go real slow. Inhale. Exhale it up. Yeah. Okay, kick it out. And then drop those weights aside. Oh, wow. How are we feeling? Okay, don't know if you read the message, the good morning message. Try to put that in there, an hour or so before we start each day, just so you know what we're doing and what equipment you might need, what to expect. Even though I try to put that schedule out every Sunday, sometimes it's nice just to be reminded again, right? Well, I decided that it's so much fun that we should do it together. So don't laugh at me if I goof it up, but there's a dance called the flossing. I'm sure you've seen kids do it, but why should they have all the fun? We should have fun as well, right? So I'm going to try my best just to teach you how to do it. It looks kind of complicated and people look at it and go, oh, forget it. But let's just start with the hips. So don't even worry about what the arms are going to do. stand with your feet maybe a little bit wider than hip distance, soft knees, kind of drop the tail. And I want you to just shift the weight back and forth from left to right. So it's just real subtle, not real big. You could make it big if you want to, kind of really hike that one hip up. So we just go right, we go left, we go right, and we go left. Do 2 more, right and left. Now just steady and still with the hips. Take your arms over here to the right. So we're swinging to the right. No hip movement yet. Just go over your hips. So that means one arm goes back, one in front. So over the hips, swing side, and then come across. Over the hips, out to the side, and swing. Do it again. Over the hips, to the side, swing. Hips, side, swing. So think 3 moves and then you switch. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. 1 to the side, over the hips, 2, to the side, 3. Swing 1, over, out. One more time this way, over, back. Now I want you to go slowly. So swing to the side, let your hips go that way. Now when you go over the hips go right, hips go left. Swing, hips go right. Over the hips go left. And then we swing side, here. So hips go right, hips go left. Now don't try to think about your arms going the same direction as your hips or vice versa, or you'll get messed up. So we go here, we go there, we go here, and then we swing. So over the hips, to the side, swing. Over the hips, go faster, side here, boom, 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 swing it. Don't think about it, just let your body go into automatic if you can. Automatic pilot, swing, and over the hips, swing, over the hips, and swing, over the hips, and swing. Can we go faster? Okay, did you do it? Tell me if you did it. And can you do it? And was somebody watching you? And are you laughing at yourself or is somebody laughing at you? That should be on everybody's bucket list to learn how to floss, right? Okay, shoes off. Let's do a little foam rolling, shall we? So I have 3 here. I've got a super duper 4-wheel drive off-road. Boom. Look at that. That's like murder on those sore spots. It's black, so it's more dense. The blue, a little softer. Again, trigger points. So all these little knobs can push up into those muscle fibers. So what happens is when you have scar tissue, or if your muscles have gone into spasm, is they should be kind of not spread apart that much, but just play with me here for a moment. As they get stuck together, it's almost like they get tacked down, and it irritates nerve endings, and that's what causes pain. So those trigger points kind of go through and separate it out and spread it out. So I typically will use those for those really stubborn, difficult to get areas like the glutes, and they can take it because you want a bigger mass area for those. Probably a softer foam roller for some of those other muscle groups. So for now, just have a sit on your foam roller here, and then hands behind, feet in front. We're gonna do about 10 passes back and forth across each muscle group that we address. So I'm just kind of rolling, but I'm trying to relax my gluteals. The tendency, if you are sore or a little tight, is to kind of tense up away from it, and that does not allow the foam roller to push up in there and do its job of smashing out the knots and just untacking those muscle fibers that get stuck together. So we're just going to go to the front here and then go to the back. And if you find a spot that's particularly tender, maybe you feel like you're rolling over a bump, like a speed bump, that could be indication of a knot in there, and you might just kind of want to hang out there. Maybe swing your knees gently from left to right, side to side like that, really smashing through those muscle fibers. And then you can kind of move that foam roller on up higher up on those glutes, and again, back and forth. So you know this one is short, The benefit of a longer one is you don't have to just always be readjusting to get yourself right on the center of it. And some of them are even shorter than this. It's like, really? Was this designed to foam roll one cheek and then you got to do the other? Like, you can hardly get your entire bum on the roller. So I would recommend a slightly longer one, just maybe for home. This one's nice because it's hollow. I take it with me on vacation. You can just put all your socks and underwear inside there so it's not hogging up space, or whatever you want to put in there, t-shirts. All right, so then you're gonna sit down in front. And again, we're gonna do the low back against the wall. So let's not put all of our weight on that low back here. Let's just scooch it on up, just a little bit above that lumbar spine. And then plant your feet about hip width apart. You can either grab over the knees, under the thighs, lift the hips, or you can go hands here. Whatever feels good for you. So just start off with a little bit of back and forth there, maybe a span of about 1 foot. So kind of going from just the base there and then up towards the shoulder blades, and then push with your feet and then roll forward. So you've got to lift the buttocks up so that you can move back and forth. A little bit of core strengthening going on when you do foam rolling, because you are having to engage certain muscles just to kind of hold the body up. Like I've said many times before, this is the poor man's massage. The benefit is that you know exactly where you want to apply the pressure, how deep, how long, and just like exactly which direction. You know, the only thing is you don't get to just totally relax like you do when you get on a massage table and they do all the work. Here you got to do a little bit of work. So yes, you do have to engage some glutes, hamstrings, and low back. And let's just keep on rolling right here. And then I like to do the little sidewinder shimmy deal. So that feels really good, especially if you've got some issues going on in the mid to upper back. It's as if it grabs a hold of the fascia and the muscle and kind of, it's like spin around from side to side like that. It's called pin and spin, by the way, when you do it like this. And it's just stretching out those muscle fibers in all directions. So let's move on up towards the neck. Now you don't want to go right on your neck, but get kind of close and then push to come maybe just to the mid or bottom of the shoulder blades. And let your elbows flare out. That way you address the whole upper back there. Now I feel lots of knots anytime I go here. I don't know about y'all, but it's like, will these knots ever get completely smashed out? I mean, it feels really good. You know, those chairs, and some of you may have them, I don't know, they're probably a couple $1,000s, but you know the chairs I'm talking about. You sit in them and just, it's completely motorized, and it's got like a shiatsu roller that goes up and down the back. I mean, anytime they have those demoing at Costco or Brookstone or Sharper Image, I need to test it out for just one more cycle, please. Come out of Costco feeling completely relaxed, like I've had a great massage. But this is kind of similar. Again, not quite the same because you don't totally relax. All right, so I want you to learn how to get the lats. So this is the biggest muscle in the upper body. And a lot of times when we have low back pain or even neck pain, it could be all tied into the lats. So it kind of starts right here, just at the back side of your shoulder, attaches there and goes way down. So you kind of have to come onto your side, just like you're watching TV or something like that. And you could just simply rest here. You can kind of roll slightly to the back, so kind of opening up your chest to the ceiling, and then roll to the front. Now, if that's too much pressure, then I don't know what to say. You need a softer roller. But it shouldn't be much because you're not putting all your body weight in there. It's just the upper body kind of rolling back and forth. Now, if you want more pressure, then you would lift your hips up and start to roll from front to back that way. And just kind of switch your body position just a little bit as you go along. to kind of roll it over to the front. And if you're feeling sore here, of course it could have been because we did upper body yesterday, but it could also be you've just got some chronic tightness and tension there in the lats. So releasing these can bring a lot of relief to other areas of the body. Whenever you're in pain, sometimes the root of the problem is upstream or downstream, or it could be exactly where, you're trying to address. And let's just do the other side. So coming onto your left hip, just park that left lat on top of the roller, and then you can just kind of prop your head up like that and just take a big inhale breath. And then on the exhale breath, just kind of melt, let those muscles just melt over that roller, and then start to maybe just a little bit. It's just a very small articulation here, kind of pulling under slightly and then pushing back, and then rolling to the front, and then kind of rolling so the chest faces the ceiling there. And again, roll to the front, and then roll to the back. Just kind of move it around. You find that spot that feels a little tender, and try to hang out and just massage it, work it. The body is very intuitive, and a lot of times what you are thinking you ought to do or what would feel good is usually right. I, for years, worked in a manufacturing plant doing the wellness fitness thing. And I can't tell you how many times these guys would come up to the gym, and they didn't have like kinesiology, exercise physiology degrees or any of that, but they would say, I hurt in such and such a place, and I just feel like this is what I need to do to fix it. This feels good. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't have to teach you anything. You listened to your body and you did it, and that's exactly the right thing to do. I didn't have to go through some long discourse and explain why. It just makes sense. So just kind of listen to that common sense, gut feeling, that intuition. All right, so we're going to move on down to the hamstring. So park it right underneath your knees here. You can do both legs at the same time. Just requires a little upper body strength. So all you're going to do is just kind of push the legs forwards as you roll back and forth across the hammies here. If that is too much for your upper body, just set one foot off to the side and let this leg help kind of lift you up. A lot easier. The benefit of doing one leg at a time is now I can roll my leg, kind of internally rotate that thigh, and that hits those inner thigh muscles, kind of inner hamstrings. And then we can go straight on, toes up. And then I can externally rotate, coming a little bit out here to the side, getting a little more of the outer hamstrings, the lateral, kind of almost into that IT band. Good, and then other side, just real quick here, going front and then going back. So you are improving your flexibility when you are foam rolling. This is not just simply a feel-good massage, waste of time. It is not a waste of time. You're improving the elasticity, and as we get older, we just get stiffer and stiffer. We just kind of get all stove up. I wonder where that word came from, stove up. Does it have anything to do with a stove? I've never, we say things a lot and we never think about, well, where did that word come from? Or why do we say it like that? And then you Google it and it's like fascinating. So somebody let me know, what does stove up mean? It means your body just kind of gets into this rigor mortis, if you know what I'm talking about. Have you ever just been sitting still for a long time in a chilly room and you get up and it's like, ugh. Well, I do. If it makes you feel any better. I too get stiff. You just gotta stay moving. Movement, medication, motion is lotion. All right, let's just come on down to the calves, one leg at a time. Park your ankle right there on top. And let's just start first with a little rolling back and forth like that. You're not right on the Achilles, you're just slightly above it there where that muscle begins. And then let's just kind of scoot on down and roll it side to side like that. And then you can roll front to back using this one leg to help. And then kind of rotate inwards, get that inner calf muscle. And then you can rotate outwards, almost getting onto that anterior tibialis muscle. Feels so good. So good. Okay, switch. Let's do one at a time. So starting just right above that Achilles tendon and just kind of roll it side to side. So this particular foam roller, it's called a Trigger Point, and it's pretty soft and squishy, and it's got little grid pattern. I think I showed it to you earlier when I walked up close, but I'll show it to you again at the end. But you can position those little grids. They're just like little, I don't know, like little Tootsie Rolls in there, and get your leg right over those to really push up in there. Okay, and then we're going to roll from front to back just like that, and then rotate inwards, and then rotate outwards right there like that. So here we're getting a little upper body strength training. Nothing wrong with that, right? Having to hold that body up. And then more difficult would be both legs together. Give that a couple of rolls back and forth. Try that. All right, let's come over onto our knees here. And we're gonna do the anterior tibialis. So that's that muscle right here, kind of to the outside of the shin bone. So there is a meaty part there. For some of you, that if you're, really lean and it just feels like you're on bone, you can do a little bit of a lean to one side to get more right on that muscle, but mine are pretty prominent, so just to go straight to the front and back, I'm going right across those muscles, and it feels very good. This is probably a muscle you don't think about often, but it's essential for every step you take. You need to be able to lift your toes up so you don't trip and don't drag your foot. And when you do that action, that dorsiflexion, you're working that muscle on the front of the shins right here. It's your anterior tibialis. And then you can do a little shimmy, kind of slide to side like that. And that feels good, a little pin and spin deal. So if you are sitting all the way down on your heels, a lot more pressure on those muscles. If you wanted to lessen the intensity of it, you can, but then it's going to be a little bit more core work. So it looks like this. You're kind of up here in a tabletop, and you simply draw the knees under like that without letting your hips drop. So good abdominal exercise, but also addressing the anterior tib muscles with less pressure. I like it sitting all the way down. Okay, I want to show you how to get the inner thighs. This is a great one. I haven't done it, I don't think, in a while. I haven't done it. As you see, I'm not at South Lake today at Stretch Lab. I'm home because they're closed. And it just didn't seem like there was enough room there. But here, I think I can do it. So what you want to do is kind of come into this elbow plank position and then pick up your right leg. You got the foam roller over there on the right, set up long ways. Your knee comes to the top and the foot down there towards the end. And then go ahead and drop this hip down towards the floor. Then you're just going to roll all the way up to the groin and then pull to come back just above the inside knee. Now you could tuck those toes under and back there and lift up like that and then roll back and forth. And then as you're rolling back and forth, another little technique you can do is just kind of, it's like you're moving the leg up and down like that, kind of shimmying it across that roller. And that'll really stretch out those inner thigh muscles. Feels really good. So if you've got tight musculature around the pelvic girdle, it can really start to affect your pelvic alignment, your back alignment, cause pinched nerves along the way there. So we want to stretch out all the muscles around the hips, that whole pelvic complex. A lot of times, what my job is at Stretch Lab is stretching people. It's one-on-one assisted stretch. And I can't tell you how many times people come in and their back hurts, but after we do just all those leg stretches, glutes, hamstrings, hip flexors, IT band, quads, they feel better. You know, it's not like we even went specifically for the back. We just addressed all the muscles tying in to the low back. All right, and one more thing here. So let's just sort of stay planted with that foam roller right in the center. And then I want you to try to pick that foot up like that and then lower down. Now that might be too painful. It's pretty intense. So you're just kind of internally rotating that thigh as it's out there to the side, and then you can scoot a little bit so it's down lower towards the knee and do a few little leg lifts there. You can come up closer to the groin and give it a try there. Good, and then let's just do the other side. So I'll flip around this way so I don't crash into the wall. So knee here, foot there, elbow plank, come on down, and then just roll out all the way up to the groin, and then roll back in so you come just to the inside of that knee. Don't go right on any bones ever, ever, ever. You just want to be on soft tissue. Never on a joint, directly on a joint. So never like right on your kneecap, never on your elbow. It wouldn't feel good anyways. You probably wouldn't do it, but just to address that. So let's do a little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy as you're going back and forth across. Kind of move that leg. Ay, 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 ay. You will find spots that you did not know were tight or sore. Until you start doing this, you all of a sudden go, whoa, what's wrong there? And that, you know, you might be uncovering a problem area that needs to be addressed. So when we get done doing all this rolling and we stretch, you're gonna feel a lot more flexible just because we've warmed the body up. This foam rolling stimulates circulation, it increases blood flow into the area, and it increases the temperature of the muscles as well. So let's do a little internal rotation, flip that foot up and then lower it down. Flip your foot up, hi, 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 and down, and then scoot a little further down, and then do it again here. It's probably gonna be more tender the closer you get to the knee when you're doing this particular move. Okay, and then one more little scoot, do it right here. Make sure you're breathing, don't hold your breath. Big inhale through the nose. And then exhale it out. Alrighty, and then let's just finish up with quadriceps. So again, you're gonna come into elbow plank, and we're gonna go from just the tops of your thighs all the way down to just above the kneecaps. So come on out here, and then straight legs to start with. So kind of pull with your elbows to come forwards. And again, don't go right on your knees, and don't let your back arch here. Try to pull those abdominals upwards. So you're getting a little bit of core training in here because this is plank. You are planking and foam rolling, massaging your quads. So if it's feeling okay for you here, not too tender, try bending the knees as much as you can. So now you're putting a stretch on the quadriceps while foam rolling. So you're maximizing, kind of getting a double bonus benefit here on those quads. Rolling them and stretching them. And then let's do a little windshield wiper action slowly as you kind of roll back down this way. Don't roll off your roller. This is where a wider, longer one would be better. And then come back up here. Good, and then one more time, back and forth. And then just push all the way back. And then we're gonna do your lower back up against the wall. So come on up to a stand, and then you're gonna place that foam roller right there. I'm actually gonna use my little rumble roller deal here. So did I show it to you? Yeah. Nice. So I'm gonna put it right there in that low back. Then I'm going to come against the wall, but I'm going to kind of crouch down a little bit. My feet are going to be out here in front. And then I'm just going to do like a little squat, and it kind of gets crooked as you go, so you might want to kind of just be ready to adjust it if it does. And then just kind of drop down and then up. So less pressure here than if you were flat on your back on the ground. So it's a little more gentle and subtle. And you do have muscles in your lower back, so it's not as if you're just going against bone, unless you've got a really bony spinal column with no muscle, no fat, no nothing. And then it probably doesn't feel good, so you might not want to do it. But most of us have these muscles that go alongside the vertebrae, the spinal column. It's called the erector spinae muscles. They're just kind of like two rods, like two little PVC pipes kind of lodged in there, but soft ones. All right, so come down a little bit and let's just do a little side to side. So I'm coming all the way off, no more left low back on it. And then I'm gonna come all the way off here, no more right low back on it. And we're just gonna go this way, and then we're gonna go this way. So when you go to the side here, there's a muscle called the QL, or the quadratus lumborum. So a lot of times when we have back pain, it's like right there, right? I mean, have you ever had that? If not, you're blessed. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like you almost feel like you need a massage right there, and that is a muscle. It's kind of like we have obliques that come around on the front side here, part of the abdominals. The QL kind of comes around on the back side. So this is a great way to massage that without putting too much pressure on it. Plus you're getting a little leg workout, just a little one. Nothing wrong with that. And then you can kind of just move around however it feels good. Just kind of articulate that body over the roller. So these little trigger points feel amazing for me because I tend to get back pain over here on my right side more often than the left. And I think I know why, and that'll be another thing to address. Okay, so let's come on over to the other side. So kind of drop it down low, so it's maybe right at the top of your buttocks, right where they kind of insert in here. And then go up to the back and then down to that point where those buttocks attach into the low back. Drop and lift. And again, a little side to side. That feels really good. Really, really, really good. Maybe even bring that roller down a little bit lower so you're right on the top side of those glutes, right where they come up into the back. I think I could just do this right here for another 20 minutes, but I won't. But you have right here at your fingertips tools that can help you manage your own pain, manage your inflexibility and tightness, manage that stiffness. And it didn't cost you a trip to the doctor. You didn't have to get an x-ray. A lot of times we think we need all that, and maybe the answer is right here at your own fingertips. All right, and come on up. Okay, so toss that aside. I want you to grab your strap, if you have a yoga strap. So many of you might have just the traditional yoga strap, and that's fine too. It's got a little clip there on the end. Or I like this, just because it has all these loops and you can just slide your hands right through. I am going to stretch my mat out because we are now going to do a lot more stretching and yoga. Are we ready for that? I'm going to get a sip. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Happy 4th of July. Are you wearing red, white, and blue? That was the dress code for today's class, so you're in trouble if you didn't. Not that I could ever even see you. This is the only red, white, and blue thing I have, and it's so not American, really, but the colors are, but it's elephants. It's my cheapy $4 shirt. It's that super soft, like buttery soft, almost pajama-like material. Shouldn't tell you that, because it's so comfortable. Okay, grab your strap, stand with your feet about hip width apart. And I like to just kind of half it like that. And I'm gonna go here and here. So it's gonna be a little bit wider than shoulder width. Shoulders back and down, drop the tail. Let's just extend the arms straight out and up. So big inhale breath here, follow the strap with your eyes. And then exhale breath, lower down, bend the knees and try to push outwards against the strap. So pressure is going out to the side walls. You're tucking the chin, the belly in. Just bring the strap right there to the kneecaps. Come back up, straighten your legs, inhale, look up. Come back a little further over your head there. And then on the exhale breath, you come down and you're pushing those arms outwards, drawing the belly in, chin to the chest, strap to the knees. One more time, inhale breath, reaching up, strong legs. Let's bring those arms back here, look up. And then exhale breath, rounding your spine, tucking the chin, belly in, pushing outwards with your hands. Good, now inhale breath, come all the way up here. Now exhale breath, bend the elbows, and if you can, imagine bringing that strap kind of behind your head here. And in fact, it is behind my head, right there in the middle. And now I'm gonna push the back of my head into the strap, but I'm gonna rotate my hands up and draw those elbows back. Good, and then come up, inhale. And then exhale, I'm gonna draw the elbows together very lightly. Don't yank on this thing, just slightly pulling down with your hands to stretch your neck extensors, the back side of your neck. Good, inhale breath, come up. Draw those elbows out to the sides, even with the shoulders. Exhale breath, rotate the hands up and look up. Inhale, straight up. And then exhale, draw the elbows together and then down, pull the belly in. Just a little bit of pressure with that strap around the back of your head. Good, now this time we're gonna do it again, but when you drop your head back, I want you to jet your chin forwards as if you have this severe, like underbite, like you're saying the letter U with emphasis, looking like a monkey. But what that's gonna do is stretch the throat right here in front and maybe a little bit the scalenes on the sides. So inhale, breath, palms up, look up. And then as you exhale, squeeze your glutes and then jet that chin forward, stretching your throat. Good, come on up, inhale. Exhale, breath, elbows together, head down, and slight pressure with the strap on the back of your head. Good, now come all the way up, inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. You're gonna bend the left elbow, keep your right arm straight, and just as far as you can go, push this arm down. It's gonna stretch your left triceps and your left lats. Now bring your feet all the way together, tuck the tail, flex the glutes, turn your head to the left, and as you push down, down, down with that right hand, bump the hips to the left and look up. So wonderful stretch all through the triceps, the lats, the obliques, even down into that hip. Good, come back up, just inhale here. Exhale, this time you're gonna bend just the right knee, keep the left leg straight, and let's go again over here. Little side body stretch. One more time, inhale, breath up. And then exhale, breath. Bend just the right knee, keep your left leg straight, push down, down. Stay there for one breath, inhale. Exhale it out. Good, now come back up nice and slow. Inhale, breath here. Exhale, round the back. Pull the shoulder blades apart, tuck your chin, and then push outwards on that strap. It comes right to the kneecaps. And then inhale, come back to the top here in. And then bend your right elbow. Keep that left arm straight, so just push it down. You might only get there. Just kind of depends on where you're holding the strap. And then this right elbow bends a lot, so you stretch your triceps. And then turn your head to look up. Bump those hips over to the right side. So full stretch from elbow all the way down that whole right side of the body. Look up. Good, now inhale, breath, just come up to straight. And then exhale, bend just the left knee. Keep your right leg straight and tight. And then we're gonna push that left hand down. You're gonna turn the head to look up. You're gonna bump those hips again over to the right. Good, inhale, breath, come up one more. And then exhale, breath. Bend the left knee, right leg stay straight. Push down with the left hand. Turn the head to look up. Point that elbow up. Good, now come all the way up, inhale. And then exhale, breath. Round the back, down, down, down here. Good, now just stand up. Roll your shoulders around to the back, here. Now take the strap behind your back. So you're gonna grab it there. So about that wide apart, maybe wider if you're pretty tight through the shoulders. Let's see who else is here. Anybody else in the house? Hi, Nikki. Dance, I know, did you do it? I hope you did the floss dance. You did it slow and messed up. Yeah, that's the problem. We're great when we're slow, right? And then we mess it up when we're going fast. Maybe we'll try it again at the end. You'll be all loose and just won't even be thinking about it. Okay, so grab there, behind the back. I'm gonna stand to the side this time. Inhale, breath, shoulders down, tuck the tail, lift those arms away from you here. Now exhale, breath. You're gonna bend the knees and just melt the body forwards. Those arms are gonna flow over in front. Now flip your palms so that they face the ceiling. Now I know when you're upside down, it's kind of like, which way? So it's gonna be an internal rotation of the arm. Stay there and breathe one more time. Big inhale, breath. And then exhale it out. Good, now release the arms down slowly, roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time so you don't get a big head rush when you come up. Now, maybe grab a little closer, maybe go into another loop, closer in. Let's do it again. Inhale, breath, flex the glutes, push those hands away, chest out, chin up. Now exhale, breath, bend your knees. Now rotate so the hands kind of face each other and then up to the ceiling they go as you roll over here. And just let your head hang heavy. Stay there, inhale. And then exhale it out. Good, now release the arms down slowly. Roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Straighten your legs slowly. Head is the last to come up. And then one more in, a little closer. One more loop in if you've got the stretch out strap. So for those of you that have trouble, doing the full-blown hands together that is often done in yoga, here's how you can use the strap to just create a little bridge between the hands so that you're able to get that same stretch, that same feeling. All right, so I'm holding just the two closest to each other. Tight glutes, shoulders down, chest out, chin up, inhale, breath. And then exhale, breath, bend the knees, lift those arms away, and then over we go. Drop your head down towards the knees, and then flip your palms around. Breathe. Good, and from here, you're gonna let the arms go. You're gonna let go of one end of the strap, come on up, and then roll your shoulders around to the back. Okay, so just set the strap there. I am gonna do a little something here. I'm not leaving, I'm just gonna test, I think, I'm always scared. Resume, okay. Have a sit on your yoga mat. Take your strap, go around the bottoms of your feet. So kind of find that center point. And here I'm just gonna put two little strap loops over my feet. And then you're gonna sit up nice and tall, extend the arms out, and then just wherever your hands fall, that's where you're going to grab. So take an inhale breath here. On the exhale breath, I want you to tuck the chin, round the back, and then just try your best to roll back until you can't go anymore because your feet are stopping you. And you should feel a fabulous stretch across the upper back muscles here. So you're really trying to push back away from the legs. Just let those shoulders kind of collapse in. And then slowly come up to straight sitting, inhale breath. On the exhale breath, bend the elbows and pull your elbows towards the hips. Come into a forward fold, just however far down you can go there. And let your head go. Good, now roll it up, inhale breath. Exhale breath, let the shoulder blades spread apart, tuck the chin, pull the belly in, spread your shoulder blades apart. Good, sit up nice and tall, inhale breath. Exhale breath, bend the elbows, draw them towards the hips, pull yourself forwards, nice long spine first, and then relax your head down and breathe. Good, and then roll it up, inhale breath, one more time. Exhale breath, tuck the tail under, spread the shoulders apart, pull the belly in. You just go back as far as you can. And when you're back here, let's do a little bit of this rocking motion from side to side. So you're kind of sneaking the stretch all across those upper back muscles as you do this. It's very subtle. And then sit up nice and tall once more. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, pull the chest forwards, come on down. If you don't need the strap and you can grab a hold of ankles or feet, then do that. And breathe. Good, now roll it up to the top. And then just kind of open those strap handles out and then scoot yourself forwards a little bit more. Take your right foot out and stretch the right leg long. Come all the way down onto your back, and now you've got that left foot. Either that yoga strap is looped around it, or you've got your foot through one of those loops. And wherever is easiest for you to grab, it could be way down here or up there. So both legs are straight. You're not at a max stretch at all yet. Inhale. Now on the exhale breath, I want you to draw the leg in towards your chest until you feel a decent stretch. I say decent, meaning on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is super extreme and painful and you can hardly stand it. You never ever want to try to get to that point. That is not the goal ever in stretching. So think more about a level 7 or 8 at the most. Now on an inhale breath, I want you to push your foot down like you're trying to kick your leg down. Push, 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 inhale. And then exhale breath, release, draw your leg back in and stretch it out. So this is a technique that's been proven to improve your flexibility. It's called PNF. It's a fancy name that basically describes contracting and then relaxing. So inhale breath, again, you're going to push that foot down, down, down till the arms extend. And then exhale breath, release, draw your leg in. And the cool thing about it is that you can usually visually see immediately an improvement in your range of motion. So PNF stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It's just easier to say PNF or contract, relax, right? So one more time, here we go with that contracting phase. Inhale, breath, push, 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 straight leg. And then exhale, breath, release, draw that leg in. Now if you don't need the straps anymore, you could just grab a hold and then draw that leg in, just to wherever it feels good for you. Good, now release the leg back up to start position. And so what you're going to do now is with your left hand, grab a hold of both ends of the strap, or just however it presents itself to you. You're going to take that right arm directly to the side, take an inhale breath. On the exhale breath, start to pull the leg not just straight towards you, but a little bit out here to the side. And then ever so slightly, you're just going to let that left leg drift down, 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 down. It's as if you're trying to pull your toe up towards the head. So I'm kind of cheating here. I get to put my foot on the wall. It's just because I'm so close. And then turn your head to look over that right shoulder. So wonderful stretch for your inner thigh all across the hips and the pelvis here. Big inhale breath. And then exhale it out. Good, now turn your head back to center And then bring this leg up, and then take your right hand through or around the strap. Take your left arm out to the side. Inhale, breath. On the exhale breath, let your leg drop now over to the right side across the body. So here we are stretching that IT band. There's a muscle here called TFL, tensor fascia lata. So again, all these structures, all these muscles that get tight, that kind of wrap around the hips, this hip complex, it can create pain in the back because it's pulling on the spine unevenly, unequally. So just try to relax that left shoulder down to the floor and look over your shoulder there. Big inhale breath, stay here. And then exhale it out. Good, now turn your head back to the center, bend your left knee, and then just roll back onto your back. Next, we're gonna take it into a pigeon stretch on your back. So flex your foot, draw this heel towards the right shoulder, the opposite shoulder. So the strap is helpful if you're pretty tight and can't get it in very close, but if you don't need it, then just simply cradle the ankle in your arms like this. And then draw the shin bone in towards your chest. And then just breathe, inhale, breath. And then exhale it out. One more time, inhale. And then exhale it out. Good, now just release, bring that right knee in and take that strap off of your foot and then just hug your knees, hug your shins, and then rock it from side to side here. Give that lumbar spine a little massage into the floor. All right, so stretch the left leg out all the way straight and then find a loop in your strap and extend that right leg up straight. Loop goes around. And then take an inhale breath here first. And then on the exhale breath, you're gonna just draw that leg into that level 7 or 8. Don't go for 10. This is not a no pain, no gain deal. If you do, you're gonna actually hinder your flexibility because when you start to go past that 7 or 8, the muscle has a safety mechanism in there called the stretch reflex mechanism. And what it does is it's like, oh, it tightens up and it will not let you go. And it actually it defeats the whole purpose. So just go right underneath that level. Okay, so a little more of that PNF technique. Inhale breath, push your foot, push, 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 like you're trying to kick your leg down. Get those arms straight. And then exhale breath, relax, and then just let that leg come back in. Draw the leg in maybe a little closer. Just gonna notice your range of motion in your own leg here and how it can improve in just a couple cycles of this. Once again, inhale breath, push your foot down, inhale. Exhale it out, draw the leg back in, maybe it comes a little closer. How about that? And then one more time, inhale breath, push, push, push. And exhale it out, relax, draw the leg in, and then just however far it goes, that's where it goes. If you need the strap, use it. If your leg's kind of far away, you might need it. If not, just grab around your ankle, your calf, your shin, your foot, wherever, and just draw that leg in into a good stretch. And you can even do a little like self-massage across that muscle. Sometimes that helps it heat up and loosen up. Good, now just release the leg back up to straight. With your right hand, grab the strap, left arm goes out to the side. Take an inhale breath. And then on the exhale breath, you're gonna pull the leg in towards you, but a little off center, so kind of off to the side of your right shoulder. And then eventually just let that leg lower down, 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 down. And don't let this left hip pop up and rotate. That's kind of the tendency. So anchor that left hip down. Maybe even roll the left leg out. And then turn your head to look over your left shoulder there. Amazing stretch. So it's not just stretching your right inner thigh, which would be the obvious target muscle stretch, but you're going to feel a little something over here on the left side of the body that should feel good. It's kind of stretching out the obliques and the hips the QL muscle again. Good, now turn your head back to center, bring your leg back up, and then switch hands. Inhale, breath. Exhale, let the leg now go over to the far left side. Reach the right arm out beside you. I'm just gonna kind of switch my body here so I don't crash into the wall. And then the leg goes over there. So again, stretching out. It all ties in. So even though we might say, oh yeah, it's stretching the hip, it's stretching everything. Imagine that Spider-Man suit that's in your body, underneath your skin, lacing itself over all the muscle structures in the body, the skeletal structures. That's your fascia, and it's all tied in. So this stretch, you might feel it all the way up into here, across the low back, the hip, the TFL, IT band. You might even feel it in your right outer calf. Turn your head and look over the shoulder. Inhale. And then exhale it out. Okay, now turn your head back to center, bend your right knee, and then just roll back onto your back. And then draw this right foot towards the opposite shoulder. So that would be your left shoulder. So if you're kind of tight, you know, your leg's gonna be here, and that's fine. That's why a strap is awesome. It can just help create an extension where your arms cannot go. But if you're able to, then just grab with your hands, kind of cradle your ankle there and draw that shin in. Make sure this foot is flexed. This is flexed. This is soft and not flexed. So as you flex the foot and pull it back, it's gonna stabilize the knee joint because it tightens up that anterior tib. It creates stability so the knee's not like torquing and grinding in there. So if you're feeling knee pain, try that little foot flex position. So I am curious, some of you out there, Charmaine, not to name names, but some of you have said that pigeon is very uncomfortable, and I totally get that. It's just hard to get into, but I'm curious how it's feeling on the back. You know, you can really monitor just how that knee feels because you don't have the floor pressing up into it. So stay here for one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Draw that ankle and shin in closer if you can. We are stretching big time. That piriformis muscle, it's deep inside your glutes. And in many people, it houses the sciatic nerve bundle. And that sciatic nerve bundle, if it gets squished and crushed in those tight muscles, you are not a happy camper. You feel back pain, you feel leg pain all the way down the hamstrings there. All right, and then just release slowly out of that. Bring both knees in, hug your shins, and then rock it side to side there. Good, now set the feet down, open the knees up into butterfly stretch. So soles of the feet are together here. And then use your hands just to press the legs open. Big inhale, breath. Exhale it out. Now on an inhale breath, start to push your knee. It's like you're trying to push your knees up, but your hands are going to apply a little pressure to help prevent that, creating a little resistance there. So inhale breath, push, 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 push. And then exhale breath, relax. Let the legs open back up. See if they go a little further. And then once again, inhale breath, push those knees up. And then exhale breath, relax. Allow those knees to open up even farther, maybe getting closer to the floor. Let's do it one more time. Final inhale breath, push up, up, up. And then exhale, allow the legs to fall out into butterfly stretch. Good, and then bring your hands underneath the knees and close slowly the legs together. And then one at a time, bring the knees into the chest. And then you're gonna interlace the fingers behind your legs. You're gonna push the legs away. And then you're gonna tuck your chin, and as you push with your legs, it starts to kind of roll you up a little bit here. And then you're gonna rock and roll gently from back to front, back to front. And then this next one, roll it up to sit. Whee! And then scoot back, and then just shake out your legs. Roll them side to side. Okay, earlier in the live feed, when I first, came on, I mentioned, and maybe some of you missed it, that if you've got 2 therapy balls, I want you to get those. And if you don't have them, just watch this. But these are cheap. You can get them for $1 in the toy bin at Dollar Tree. So you want to make sure that they're the very firm, they're squishy, but not like, you can't like completely collapse it like a foam ball. So you can use these to do, soft tissue therapy, trigger point therapy, but I'm going to show you 2 ways. There's a gazillion, but one is for the neck using a yoga block, and then the other is for that piriformis, which can get really, really tight. And we were just stretching the piriformis. So the reason you want a yoga block for the neck is that you've got that natural, cervical curve. So when you lie down on the floor on your back, this part of your neck is never going to reach the floor. So you need a little prop. If you don't have a yoga block, you can use a big fat dictionary, a Bible, whatever you've got that's big, big book like that. So here is what you do. You're going to take that block, and I'm going to take the edge right here and put it right, just kind of where the hairline begins, basically. So it's going that way, and I just kind of lift my head up and just kind of shove it right under there. And get this thing flat. Then you're going to take your 2 balls here, like that. Hope you can see me from so far away. It looks like I'm disappearing there, but I think you can see me. Then I'm going to lift my head up, and I'm going to scoot them all the way close together, but right there, just right there in the neck. And then I'm going to relax my head down. And then I'm going to oh my goodness, this is so amazing, y'all. You have to go get these. When you have a tension headache, this is right where you need to apply some massage. So all I'm doing is just letting the heavy weight of my own head kind of press back into the balls. And then I'm just turning my head side to side like I'm saying no. And those balls are they're just the right size and the right firmness, the right pressure to push up in there. And then you can do a little up and down like that. Hey Mocha, my cat is here to visit. Mocha, come here. I guess not. Thought he was going to make another cameo appearance. And after like 4 months, he's only shown up once. I'm just like, why don't you come in here and play? Anyway, so side to side like that feels wonderful. Oh my goodness. And then up and down. So it's just like you're saying yes and saying no with your head. Now, they do tend to scoot apart as you go. So every now and then you got to reach underneath and kind of squish them back together. Or you could take like a men's dress sock, a tube sock, and just stuff these balls all the way down in the end and then tie it off, and then they stay together. So that's one way you can use these balls to address just some neck pain, neck tension. And many of us suffer from that just because everything we do with our devices is here. So all those muscles, when you're here for a long time, let's pretend I got, an iPad or my cell phone, those muscles have to statically contract in order to keep you from, face planting down. They have to hold your neck in that position. And the more, every degree forwards you go, it's that much more, it's like it exponentially increases the forces on those muscles. So you want, for one thing, to have good posture to try to prevent that. But if it happens, there's your cure. Okay, so for the piriformis, a stretch that we often do is just crossing one ankle down and then just, kind of stretching out your glutes there. What you do is get into that position, set the ball right in the center of your glutes, roll back on it, and then you can just roll around in like circles. You know, this is hard to do on the roller because it only really allows for one direction. But with the ball, you can just kind of go all over the place, and you can feel knots in there. Oh gosh. I hope you have a ball and that you're able to do this with me right now, because you are missing out. If you don't have a ball, you are missing out. You must get one of these. This is the cheapest toy, the cheapest fitness tool in the whole suggestion list, which I do have here in the Facebook group. It's in units. I think if you go to units or maybe files, I have a list in there of just, you don't have to have it, but I just would consider it a good starting point for you to add equipment into your own little home gym here. And then let's do the other side. So crossing left ankle over the right thigh. So again, it's just stretching right there, not even using the ball, or kind of tuck that ball in and then just sit your piriformis right on top. So what we're doing is we're stretching the piriformis and soft tissue therapy and kind of like foam rolling it. So it's maximizing the impact of what you're doing. You're not only stretching it with how you are positioning your joints and your bones and your muscles, but stretching it by putting this little squishy ball right there on those tender points and just smashing out the knots that might be strangulating that sciatic nerve. We don't want that. All right, I could just stay here for a long time, but it is time for y'all to go enjoy July 4th. I hope that you have a good day planned. I know there's not much we can do. Somebody told me about the Macy's Day, or not Macy's Day, Macy's Night, but Macy's of New York has fabulous fireworks display, so I'll just probably watch that on TV tonight. I haven't seen live fireworks in a really long time, but be safe, whatever you do, and I hope you enjoyed the class. Shall we do the floss one more time? Hips here, go over to the side, swing, go over to the side, swing over 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 side. Okay, don't laugh. Bye.